A warm greeting. Today is Saturday, August 26, 2023. I'm meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it's 5 p.m. local time in the Caribbean region, where Tropical Depression number 10 of the hurricane season has just formed. It's associated with what used to be Invest 93. The center of circulation of Tropical Depression number 10 is currently situated between the Yucatan Peninsula and the western part of Cuba, and it's forecasted to strengthen into Tropical Storm Idalia over the next 12 hours. In this video, I'll be discussing the forecast for the future Tropical Storm Idalia, which is expected to develop into a hurricane as it approaches the state of Florida. But before that, I wanted to briefly mention that Tropical Storm Franklin has strengthened into Hurricane Franklin. It's forecasted to rapidly intensify as it approaches Bermuda. For those interested in Bermuda, I invite you to watch a video I recorded earlier today, which is available on my YouTube channel. Now, let's move a bit closer to the northwest region of the Caribbean. Here, we can clearly see the circulation associated with Tropical Depression number 10. At 5 p.m., the National Hurricane Center indicated that Invest 93 had gained enough organization to be declared a tropical depression. This disturbance is bringing significant rain to some areas in western Cuba and sporadic rains along the northeastern part of Quintana Roo state. As we can observe in the Doppler radar animation, you can see all these showers and thunderstorms affecting sectors of western Cuba, especially the Pinar del Río area and the Isle of Youth. Some showers are also moving through areas of Cancun and Playa del Carmen. A tropical storm warning has been issued for northern Quintana Roo, and a tropical storm watch is in place for Pinar del Río in Cuba. You can see this in the following image, where the tropical storm warning includes the cities of Cancun and Playa del Carmen, while the tropical storm watch covers the entire Pinar del Río region and the Isle of Youth. Also, take a look at the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. It's anticipated that over the next 48 hours, this tropical cyclone will move very slowly through this region, leading to an extended period of rain and some tropical storm force winds, mostly affecting the western region of Cuba. The most active part of these tropical cyclones usually lies to the north and northeast of the circulation. According to the wind gust projections, you can see that some tropical storm wind gusts between 60 to 80 km per hour could affect Pinar del Río over the next 48 hours, while the Playa del Carmen and Cancun region might experience windy conditions with gusts between 30 to 40 km per hour. However, wind shouldn't be a major concern for Quintana Roo. Similarly, the heaviest rain is expected to fall in western Cuba, including the Isle of Youth, with rainfall estimates ranging from 90 to 125 mm. Meanwhile, for Quintana Roo and the northeastern parts of Yucatan state, some rainfall accumulations between 50 to 80 mm are expected. So, there shouldn't be significant problems regarding rainfall on the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, let's move on to discussing the medium and long-term forecast. Notice that there's a lot of consensus among models that the cyclone will move slowly during Sunday and Monday hours. After that, it will start to accelerate northward as it moves over the Gulf of Mexico. The models agree that the center of circulation should be entering near the Florida Big Bend, specifically just south of Tallahassee. However, there's some uncertainty in the trajectory it will take, as some models have it passing near Gainesville and others even near Panama City. The important thing is that the Florida Panhandle and northern Florida sectors, especially those living near the Big Bend, should pay close attention to the evolution of what will almost certainly become a hurricane as it approaches this area. Remember that a tropical cyclone is much larger than its center of circulation, so the effects will be felt along Tampa and a significant part of northern Florida, as well as across the states of Georgia and South Carolina. The complexity of this forecast lies in not knowing how much it will strengthen. Currently, Tropical Depression number 10 is situated in an area where sea surface temperatures are at 30 degrees Celsius. As it moves northward, approaching Florida, temperatures increase to 31 degrees Celsius. Ocean surface temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are conducive to the cyclone's strengthening, and it's not out of the question for it to intensify rapidly before reaching the state. This uncertainty about the intensity that the future Hurricane Idalia could attain also has significant effects on its trajectory. A stronger system of Category 2 or Category 3 is likely to be approaching the Florida Panhandle and passing near Panama City. However, if it maintains a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane status, then it's likely approaching areas near Tallahassee and Gainesville. It will be very important to see how its intensity evolves over the next few days to understand what changes might arise in the trajectory forecast. These different scenarios are clearly visible in the intensity forecast. While some models show it as a Category 1 hurricane when approaching Florida, others indicate a Category 3 hurricane. In fact, the 5 p.m. bulletin from the National Hurricane Center mentions uncertainty about how intense it might become when it reaches Florida. For now, The official forecast from the National Hurricane Center estimates it will arrive as a Category 1 hurricane, but I suspect that this forecast might increase to perhaps a Category 2 or even Category 3 hurricane over the next few days, if the future Tropical Storm Idalia encounters favorable conditions for rapid strengthening. I urge you to start preparations if you live in these regions and be prepared for a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane. According to the projection from the National Hurricane Center, it's estimated that the center of circulation will be entering just south of Tallahassee in the morning hours of Wednesday. After that, it will move as a tropical storm over Georgia and South Carolina. Let's now look at the different scenarios shown by the global models. For example, the ensemble members of the European model clearly display various scenarios, from trajectories placing it over Tampa to others passing through Panama City. There's a lot of uncertainty in the ensemble members of the European model. Similarly, the ensemble members of the GFS model show a wide dispersion, with some moving it further west over the Florida Panhandle, while others move it further south passing just north of the city of Tampa. On average, we can say that the ensemble members of the GFS and the European model align with a location estimated by the National Hurricane Center. It's most likely that it will approach the Florida Big Bend and just south of Tallahassee. Let's examine the forecasts from the operational models. Here we have the American model with a trajectory further to the west than indicated by the National Hurricane Center. It estimates that by Wednesday morning, it could be entering near Panama City as a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane. On the other hand, we have the forecast from the European model, with a slightly more eastern trajectory much more similar to the one indicated by the National Hurricane Center, showing a Category 1 hurricane entering just south of the city of Tallahassee. Let's take a preliminary look at some of the effects that will be felt in the state of Florida. Here, we have wind projections. For instance, the GFS model with a trajectory near Panama City would bring tropical storm winds affecting the northwest areas of Florida, especially the city of Tallahassee, receiving winds that could reach 75 to 80 miles per hour. Under this scenario, with a trajectory over the Florida Panhandle, you can see that the estimates for the heaviest rainfall would be over the Florida Panhandle, ranging from 2 to 5 inches of rain. Meanwhile, a trajectory like the one indicated by the National Hurricane Center and the European model would bring tropical storm winds affecting the northern half of Florida, from the Tampa region to Tallahassee and Jacksonville, with some wind gusts between 70 to 80 miles per hour. Under this scenario, the heaviest rain would then fall over the Florida Big Bend and just north of the city of Tampa, with rainfall accumulations between 2 to 4 inches. Well, that's all the information I have at the moment regarding Tropical Depression number 10. It will soon become Tropical Storm Idalia, and it's crucial for residents of northern Quintana Roo, western Cuba, and especially the state of Florida to pay close attention to the forecasts over the next few days. To ensure you don't miss any of these updates, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the red button below the video that says subscribe. Then, click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload new videos. I bid you farewell. Tomorrow morning, I'll record a new update to discuss any changes that arise in this forecast. Until then.